All right, my friends, let's be honest, man. It's a rainy day here in Los Angeles, and it's actually Christmas Eve as I'm making this video. But decided just to make out this video because my motorcycle, right over here, is under a little bit of a puddle of water. So every time it rains in my garage here, we have no drainage, zero drainage. So my bike always gets kind of flooded, and I'm always concerned that it's going to rise up to too high of a level. It never really does, but it's always a paranoia of mine. So I always have to come here and sweep it. So thought I'd share some of that magic with you guys. All right, my friends. Well, it's still raining, so it's going to continue to, the puddle is going to continue to keep coming. I have been able to clear it out now, but yeah, unfortunately, as long as it rains, it eventually starts to puddle up. So every few hours, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, I should come out and sweep again. And mainly I just do this so the bike doesn't get, drowned in water. Unfortunately, I can't move the bike to a different parking space because all the other parking spaces are reserved. And, if I put my bike in somebody else's space, they're going to get all upset and tow the bike and all this kind of stuff. So I'm stuck with the drainage situation there. But it's going to rain for the next couple days, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. It's just part of the magic of owning a motorcycle. Anyway, let's move on to something else. Maybe I'll show you some more of the water footage. I don't know. I'm just trying to put something interesting together for you guys. So earlier, you saw me sweeping all the water up in my garage here next to my motorcycle. Well, now it's been a few hours have passed since that part of the video. And take a look. It's all back. The water's all back. My life. See, you guys think my life is all Shock P613S leather jackets and West Coast tall boots, but look! It's also sweeping up the rain on Christmas Eve. But anyway, I'm going to sweep up some more of the rain. I'm hoping that the rain eases up a little later and I can go visit my family tonight for Christmas celebrations. Because right now it's still raining like a crazy. Hold on a second, let me show you. Oh, by the way, if you watched my Caterpillar boot review a few months ago, or I think it was maybe about a year ago actually, here I'm wearing the exact same boots. Look at that. So I gotta tell you, these cat boots, they're not Wescos, they're not Daners, they're not any of those fancy boot companies, but they really do handle the water pretty good. I mean, look, there is like my socks are completely dry. But anyway, take a look. As you can see, still raining. Still raining, but anyway, I'm going to sweep up a little bit more. I know this is strange content, but I'm trying to share all the magic with you. I don't want you guys to think that I'm living a glamorous life here. Okay, I think that's enough for now. It's still raining, so the water's going to eventually pile back up. But, I guess I'll just have to deal with it as it comes and just keep sweeping. If I left the water, if I didn't sweep it, I don't think it would hurt the bike per se, because I don't think the water would ever get so high that it would get to the motor or anything. But I just don't like my bike being in a pool of water if I can avoid it. But anyway, it's just part of the magic. I know this is kind of a weird video with, usually I do reviews on boots, or I'll talk about, jackets or guitars or something. But you know, I thought you might want to see a little bit of the Oz life. It's not so glamorous, not so magical. Anyway, maybe I'll attach this to another video. I don't know. We'll see. All right, talk to you later. All right, my friends, it's the Oz Man with you again. How you doing? You know, I want to say that about a year ago, I did a review on these boots, these Caterpillar Threshold boots. Yeah, Caterpillar Threshold. And when I did that review, my boots were brand new, and I said, oh, I'm gonna do a follow-up review in the future just to tell you what I think. So I've had these boots for a year now, and I thought, you know, this would be a good time to talk about the boot because, you know, it's been a year now. And I just showed that footage of me sweeping the water from my, around my motorcycle. By the way, it's still raining here in Los Angeles, and I have to keep doing that multiple times. I actually just did it just a little while ago. But hey, you know, California, we need the rain, so it is what it is. But anyway, today, as I'm making this video, it's actually December the 26th, 2025. So it's the day after Christmas. But I thought, well, you know, why not do part 2 of this Caterpillar review today? You know, finish it up since I already showed you a little bit of me, you know, using this to wipe out the water. I got to tell you, these things are really good at waterproof. I mean, they are waterproof. I have walked into massive puddles here, and yeah, my socks are nice and dry. Now, right here, I'm wearing the West Coast. And the West Coast also are pretty waterproof, I gotta be honest. A lot of times when I've had a similar issue where I've been in water, these West Coasts are taking care of business. But, you know, these are more motorcycle and, you know, kind of just hanging out, cool leather wear. This is a work boot that you take to work. So it's obviously a whole different program here. But I did want to show that it has this lining inside here. I don't know if you can tell. Right there, but there's like, you know, it covers up all the entranceways. So even though here you got, you know, loops and everything, and the string, the laces, inside you got all this kind of, let me see, all this kind of, you know, this lining. So you don't have to worry about it, you know, the water necessarily getting in. And, you know, they still got plenty of tread. So overall, I have to say I'm pretty pleased with these boots. And I just wanted to say, you know, if you are someone looking for some work boots, I highly recommend the Caterpillar Threshold boots. They cost about $100, but I think right now if you bought them on Amazon, they're about $89 or something like that. And I'm sure there's a lot of sales. They do have this extra long laces here, and of course, you know, you would lace it up with the little loops here, right? So I don't know. I don't have too much more to say. Most of what I had to say was in the first part of the review, and then of course you saw me, you know, sweeping up the water. So I just wanted to say, as just to wrap up the first part of my video, not the first part of my video, but the video last year, that I highly recommend these Caterpillar Threshold boots if you are just going to, if you're gonna, you know, you work in construction or you just simply need them for work-related stuff, whatever you do. The only thing is they are a little on the heavy side because they got a steel toe. So, you know, you have to deal with the fact that it's got a steel toe. But, and it's a little on the heavy side, so, you know, it's not something I guess you're going to be walking around all day with. Even though I have walked around quite a bit with these boots. And, you know, you do feel the weight, but, you know, it's not unbearable or anything. It's kind of like a heavy tennis shoe, heavy sneaker, you know. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say. Most of the video is, you know, you've already seen is just pretty much me dealing with the water. And yeah, so anyway, I don't have much more to say. I just wanted to kind of give you a little update on these Caterpillar boots. And as far as the next video, I do want to do more outdoorsy kind of stuff. So like I mentioned in my last video, I went to Hollywood, I think a video before that, and I kind of want to do more stuff like that. So we'll see. My brain is going about what to do in the next year. I kind of want to do more and more stuff on the channel.
A lot of people, I don't have a lot of subscribers. I'm kind of on, I think when you have a low subscriber count and YouTube, they call it being at the bottom of YouTube, right? Because you're not famous, you don't got a million subscribers or anything like that. So you're at the bottom of YouTube, which I never really, it was not like a huge deal to me. I mean, I'm like, okay, I guess I only got a few people who watch my videos, but I always kind of saw it as, like a death metal band or a black metal band. There's some bands that are great heavy metal bands, but they just have a little cult following, and they never really, they don't become like, Metallica. They never make it to that level, but they always have their cult following. So I always kind of feel that way about my little channel. It'd be nice if there was a lot of subscribers, but I just have a small amount. But that's okay. If you're watching this for the first time, of course, I'd love for you to subscribe, but I'll leave that up to you guys. You know the rules of YouTube. But the point being that I feel like I need to do more on this channel. I feel like, my channel's just sitting here, and I make a video once every 5 months or something. So I'm going to try to do some more. So my brain is thinking. So I'll probably be doing some more stuff where I go out in the town. Maybe some more motorcycle stuff, but I also just wanted to show you a little bit about Los Angeles. Maybe take you to more of the leather scene that's happening around here. So we'll see how it goes. I have some ideas for 2026, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, until next time, my friends, ride like the wind. Don't let that wind ride you. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.